All right. Hey, everybody. Web C here. Welcome to the show. Tonight we are going to work on this kit that we got right here in front of our faces. Yeah. I'll show you what we're working on real quick. Here's the booklet. It is the RX-9/A Narrative Gundam Apex Anaheim Electronics Multi-Purpose Test Mobile Suit. That means this thing's the test dummy of Gundam, you guys. So that's what we're building today. That's what we're working on. We're doing a whole bunch of extra work. I'll be able to show you some of that. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the parts that are still on the runner, and let's look at what I've done to customize this kit part. All right, so we'll put these parts side by side. Just the part though. I did like a small assembly, nothing major. Oh, what's up? Yes, HD Narrative Apex. So, yeah, check it out. So here's some of the work that I've already done. On the runner, off the runner. So you can see there are some differences in the two parts. These are the matching runner parts. So here are some differences. There are two whole new panels and one door that I added to the kit, to everything. So when we look at this, I got the zoom in powers. Hold on. Let me show you guys. So when we're looking at it, use my little pointy device. Right here, this spot right here on the kit, I carved this out. This doorway right here. And then along this spine of this part, I added a three-dimensional piece part. That's not here, right? So if you pay attention or you look at that. So this is what we'll be doing to this part soon. But right now we're working on all the parts that came off this first section, the first runner section. Let's zoom out. Came off the thing. For a second you thought I was scratch building because it's all white. Yeah, I do scribing. I do scratch building as well. I do whatever needs to be done to get the part. I'm gonna be adding like small pieces of panel, little bits of white plastic here and there on some things as well. With like, there's like a barrel, like there's two long barrels on this thing that turn into like grappling arms. So I want the barrels to have more bulk to them. I want them to look a little more sturdier. So I'll do some changes with that too. Let's oh, it's so finicky. Let's go ahead. There we go. Now we're in the right spot. So this is what I was looking at. What we're working on right now though, I put this back kind of in place. I don't have it fully closed. I just have it like just sitting in place. So this is the next set of scribe lines that I wanted to work on. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this, or this isn't going to go all the way down. I just did this to, it's probably going to cut off up here, right here. So, oh, it looks awful like that. Anyways, so I was working on doing a bunch of scribe pattern work up here. What I will be able to do with that is I have the, where'd you go, buddy? I have some blue panel liner tape somewhere. I gotta find it. Where did it go? Where did my tape go? Is it down here? Yeah, it's down here. Oh, watch my arm. There it goes again. All right. I use some tape like this. It's called Dymo tape. It is a label maker tape. Excuse me while I take a quick drink. So yeah. So scribe work's pretty fun. So I like this tape because it's pretty durable. It gets you a couple uses out of it too. So always make sure you got that. I cut about a piece about this big usually to start with, especially for like ones like this where I'm going to be putting in a long line right there. So that'll be the first line I put in. And then I think we're going to go on the inside. Yeah, we'll paste it on the inside of the mark instead of the outside of the mark. The tape is really sticky. It will stick to the part even if there's what is it, the stuff, the lead from a pencil, it'll still stick. All right, look at that, first try. All right, so the tool I'm going to use for this is going to be let's go ahead and use this tool right here. How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Drop a chat, drop a like. All right, there you go. Now I got you like permanently visible on the chat, so I can see what you're saying. So we're gonna start, right here, and we're just going to let the tool drag itself up the channel of the tape to where we want to stop, which is right here. You're watching? Oh, I see what you're watching. I gotta watch. I gotta tell myself to stop, slow down, and watch what I'm doing. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and watching. You're amazing. Uh, so we just let this do it a couple times. You'll start to see little bits of plastic. Let me see if I can see those little bits of plastic. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure with the tool. I'm always making sure that the tool is still doing some cutting, but it's a very slow process. You don't want to overdo it. If you go super fast, that's where a lot of the mistakes are made. I make mistakes myself that way too. So lately I've just been trying to follow the mantra of just let the tool do the work. Let the tool do the work. Same thing as like a chef. You got to let the heat cook the food. You can't sit there and push the food around on the heat all the time. I've been watching so many videos of people cooking lately, and they won't leave the food alone. They won't let it cook. Like somebody was like, "How do you make hash browns and get them to be so perfectly crispy?" It's like you you need to just not touch it. Leave it alone. All right, there we go. I think that's good. Got it lined up again. Looks good. It's not going to be perfect, but there'll be lines. And that's what we want. We want to put lines in just to create dimension, change it up a bit. Remember, we got to go back and do this again to the other side too. So that's one of the key hard parts of this, right? Is getting it right each time. Okay, so right here. There we go. Oh no! It skipped off on me. So now we're gonna slowly. Like I said, I'm just letting the tool do the work. I'm not pushing at all. And it's like catching because it wants to eat into the tape guide. So hopefully we've got a nice straight line. This is where sometimes you'll have to get a new piece of tape after you use it the second time, because you'll have like damaged the edge and it won't be a straight edge anymore. That's the only time you'll ever have to. But if you can keep your piece of tape in good condition, you won't have that problem. But we're gonna have that problem. So we're gonna move some lines around from the inside to the outside now, except for the end caps, obviously. But we have this other side of the tape we can also use. So we can take that off. We've got a whole other side of tape. Oh, dude. Man, you can hear my dog snoring. I'm sorry. She's just that kind of person. Alright, I think we'll go like that. We'll have to backfill that piece. I always hate it when that happens. Alright, so switch tools. This tool will be a little bit easier to use for this spot. Once again, just I'm gonna start in the middle. I'm gonna go through it. Uh-oh. Scratch builder that watches mostly Japanese content and is more prevalent in Japanese modeling circles. You're not a Japanese. But I was trying to read that. Oh no. Not a Japanese modeler. I was able to do this adding detail. I simply add mask by making two of every detail part. Carpet beforehand teases a bit off. Yeah, I've tried different ways. This method just seems to work for me. Uh, it's not perfect. It's not the best method ever. Uh, um, from scratch building, yeah, I totally get it. Sometimes I'm just trying to enhance what's already there. And I promised one of my followers on TikTok that I would do this build and do a bunch of panel scribing work and stuff. Uh, so they are getting extra bonus footage and stuff. Not just like what I do here tonight, but like when I come up with this idea right here, I like make a little video for them and show them, the full process of how I got the part to look like that. And this one's better. This one looks much better still. So that adding that more. Other people to get this look, what they would do was they would, like what you were saying, they would just add more mass and try and get that shape to line up. For me, I feel like that was you know, doesn't hurt the part that much. There's no stability taken out of it. The cross pieces are all still in there, so it's still pretty sturdy and it's gonna do its job still. So those are parts that I always look for, like before you carve into something. Is it gonna be sturdy when you're done with it? Sometimes it's not. I've done some carving and then I barely touch the part and it like collapses in on me. And I'm like, oh no. So I've had some issues too where I've had to like build a part back up or add to a part. Or I overscribe. I'm really bad at that. And some people use like a cross tape. So where like they have a piece of tape that goes across this way so it stops me or stops them. But I just figured if you carve it deep enough, you can sand it back down. And then yeah. Oh, so for this one here where I have this little glitch in the matrix, what we'll do with this is we will try and put this on the glitch in the matrix and we'll turn that into a happy hap. Alright. And then yeah, we'll just scribe right there. We'll do both sides. And I usually paint everything, so when I paint, I sand everything. I've just learned that I don't want to go back and have to tape and sand and tape. And then when I get done taping and I peel it all off, half the paint work I've done is peeled off with the tape. So I've just learned my lesson. Sand everything. Don't hesitate. Don't second guess it. All right, so now I got some lines that are very faint, but once I'll make them deeper. There you go. You can see them. So all those lines are really faint. We'll make them a little deeper, and we'll add another set of the lines. Let's see. I wanted them originally here, but we'll move them up a little bit because we had to move the other ones up. All right. So now when I go to paint the kit, I'll have options to paint these all different parts. These all look like differently painted parts. And that adds to the dynamics of what your paint job can end up looking like. Um, while you're here, um, this is a kind of what some of my final project work looks like. So this is some scratch building right here. Kit bashing, lots of kit bashing. Um, this rifle, the whole rifle is kit bashed. Just things like that. The shield is kit bashed from a couple different small shields and a thruster. Yep, it is definitely a core Gundam. It was the, I want to say it was the Jupiter or the Jupiter. No, not no. This one was I think it was U Raven. I like to use the U Raven core Gundam to do customization with, and then I did an Iron Blood Orphan armor, IBO armor. So that's what the armor actually came from. It's not a regular core Gundam. Um, I just found the box recently. My cat was sitting in the box. It's over by the kitchen. The cat likes to sit in my Gundam top box parts. Well, before I break them down. Uh, a a person that I started following recently on TikTok gave out a really cool idea for what to do with your box tops if you don't have if you don't have anything that you do with them. He's like, I collect trading cards, so I have these extra card sleeves, and I cut down these box tops to fit inside these card sleeves. And I was like, that looks cool. A fully scratch built frame? That sounds amazing. That sounds like fun work. I don't have a fully scratch frame, but I've got some cool stuff I've done. Hold on. This is. Are we back? Okay. My internet is lagging out. Yeah, I'm on I'm on TikTok and Instagram and everything. Uh so this is here's Shining Death that, you know, threw on the web C right there. Gotta, own your brand. So, um yeah, audio issues. I'm giving off audio issues. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Oh, hold on. I can check everything on over here. I had that turned on for like 5 minutes. I said this guy's live. Oh, oh. Also, the weather is like really bad right now, so internet connections and all that fun stuff. How's that? That sounds better. Seems like everything's working now. I have a muted voice, but yes, that is the Shining Death. Yes, definitely Shining Death scythe. Um, yep, there goes the bottom, and once again, here's the back. He has a he has a core lander somewhere. I don't know where it ran off to. Um, and then the shield, I painted that up with new gold to match everything else. And it still works. Everything still works on the kit. Everything's still fully posable. That's one of the things that I always like. Got to make sure even if you do custom builds and custom paint, you still need your kit to be fully posable. So that's one of my big things for my kits that I still try to maintain, and it's really fun. This is a really good build. This one took me a little under a year to finish. with a bunch of projects in between. I did a bunch of other stuff, but this was like a personal project, so I did this one, you know, just to just to be goofy. And I put a bunch of caution stickers on it and stuff, like third-party caution stickers, and it was pretty good. Restarting. You should refresh it because I went and checked it on my other phone, and my audio sounds just fine. Come back, but you can see it perfectly. I'm pretty sure the audio was working just fine because I was, like I said, I checked it on this phone. Like this phone works fine. Refreshed. Can you hear me now? I hope you can hear me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened with my internet. It cut me out. Yee. Nice. That's nice. So yeah. So here goes a bunch of others, you know. I think we did this one. Nope. All right. I'm just checking. It doesn't look balanced, so I gotta. There we go. That's much better. Take the scribing tool and scribe to the right, to the right. And you go slow. Start in the middle. It's always easier to start in the middle and work your way over to one edge or to one corner, and then do the same thing on the other side. And we're done. Now these are all the lines that I was putting in. And what we'll do now is we'll take and we'll give those lines some shape or some 3 dimension, and we'll save that tape for another piece or two. So what I think I want to do is here and here, I'm going to make these recesses. This is going to become solid, and then this is going to be a recess. And then we might put like a recessed piece right here too. So that's what we're going to work towards for this section of the build. And now remember, we got to do that again on this part right here. So this is the same thing. We got to do it again on the other side. So this is going to be fun. Just got to remember what we did or how we got there. So what I actually did to get the guideline and everything was I took this pencil and I stuck it out a certain bit, and then I just trailed along, and then I did it on both sides, and it made a pretty even guideline on both sides. So I was happy with that. I was like, hey, we can do that. So that's how we ended up with the shape and the guideline that we're at. Then we took different scribing tools, and we got ourselves up to here. And then once you get your normal guidelines done and you can see them, you can start being a little more aggressive with your scribe work. And you can pull out just a little more. Not a lot, but just a little more. Because you do want your... Uh-oh. See, I told you, I do that once in a while. I'll just sand that down. That'll be fine. It wasn't a very deep cut. Oh, stop that. All right. So I think we got them deep enough. Actually, this is the same tool I need for this. what we'll do for the second part is we'll just lower this a little. There's like a blade, and you can use that for carving. Just be careful. It's sharp. Once you've used it enough, you get really good at it, or you get used to using it. You go back that way once. See? Now there's a recess. Yeah, my socials outside of YouTube are definitely TikTok, Instagram. Um, I used to be on Twitch and Twitter, but I kind of stopped using those ones. Um, I am. I post like final product material on TikTok, and I post my long format content and my lives and stuff mostly over here on YouTube. And then once a week or twice a week, I'll go live for like an hour over on TikTok and just hang out and talk with people. Get some people who are interested and see what they think and show some of my finished products off. It's always nice to do that. Like I said, I don't have this very well put together. It's just sitting here. So I can just have just that part right now. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that some more now that I got those started, and then we'll slowly work this one down as well. Um, all four sides. What we do after that is we just take and we sand it, and it'll look nice and flush. Now we'll have to use like a special sanding tool to get in here into this little cutout we're doing, but I have it, so we'll be able to do it. No props. So that's the recess we were carving. There you go. And once everything's sanded, I got some sandpaper over here. No, not that one. Yeah, that one's about right. Let's hit it real quick with some 400. There you go. And that creates that nice little part separation that helps you um, when you're gonna, create custom parts and stuff like that. It can help. Now, what I could do is I could make a nub that I could put in here as like a little extra. Um, a lot of other builders do that. They like little greebles and stuff. So yeah, that's what I think is going to be next for that. Which is I don't know what happened, everybody. My internet keeps busting out on me, so we're gonna have to call it night tonight, and get a hold of my provider and tell them I'm not super happy about that. I was gonna switch over and do some airbrushing, but I don't usually talk when I airbrush. Usually, when I'm doing airbrushing, I just gotta do a, you know, But airbrushing can wait. I'll make a video tomorrow afternoon or something with me doing some airbrushing, and I'll post it for sure um, over on the shorts reels or something. And yeah, other than that, I want to thank you for coming in. The two of you that have been watching me all night, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. Podcast where we talk about Gunpla. I show you how I work on Gunpla, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. We don't talk about much else. We do all sorts of cool projects and stuff like that. Like this is like like some sort of, you can like put this on like a background and then like dab some paint over it. It'll create like a graffiti of your name. I did a video about that. We do all sorts of fun things. So keep coming back. I'll keep doing more fun stuff. And we'll see you all next time on Web C Builds.